We are live.
You wanna go live? Hey, you wanna go live? You wanna go live?
Right now?
Yeah, you wanna go live from your phone? But that ain't gonna fit in the joint.
So my iPhone is in there. I could probably get my iPhone.
Yeah.
Where is it in the back?
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah, it's better.
Who's this?
I have no idea. It's Brett's phone now. I don't even know who the last person was. The last song was fire.
I've heard that song on there before, the last joint, but I never heard this joint.
Yeah, no, the last joint was fire. I never heard the last one. Ready, Brett?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we ready.
All right.
Yeah, just get to the live screen and I'll take it from there.
We are back. We
Are
are
we live?
back for our number 2. We're continuing the theme of Women's History Month. I guess this will be the last installment of Women's History Month, right? Yeah, because next month is April. On this one.
That's crazy. Next month is April.
Bye.
Next week is April.
Next week is it? Yeah, yeah. It's. I mean, it's like January, February took forever.
Yep.
Then March flew by. Now it's about to be April, and it's like, what? Next thing you know, it's gonna be halfway through the year. We're gonna be like, oh no, summertime.
It's gonna
But
be August already.
yes, we have a very, very special guest in the building. She
man.
Special.
special, right? I can use special.
I want you to know you're special.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
that's
even
it.
more.
Singing hooks and all that.
I got hooks now.
Oh.
Yo,
I mean-
when it's a family, man, I gotta,
Okay.
do a little bigger.
Okay, okay,
that, I
okay.
hear that.
I mean, she has her very own IT company,
Uh-oh.
That's a fact.
24-Hour Baby LLC.
24.
24/7.
Let's say,
24 hours.
let's give a round of applause and a big welcome to Erica of 24 Hours Baby. Welcome to the show.
Baby.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm just like super nervous.
Don't be. We good.
Nervous. Don't be
We
nervous.
know you to be
good.
nervous.
You around-
As long as you know your business.
That's it.
I know my business.
There it is.
okay,
Okay.
Hold on. How you go from nervous to aggressive that fast?
I was about to say, I was like, oh, nervous and gone.
Yeah.
I was like, just like
Yeah,
that.
that was
She
wild.
said, I know my business.
Yeah, that was wild how you just shook that nervousness
That's
off.
it. That's all. That's all. We told her,
I'm
don't worry.
nervous, but the business part I got.
Yo, hit that line, hit that extra button.
Okay,
I did.
we there we go. Now we live.
Uh-oh.
Now we
Now
live.
you about to be live.
Now we live.
Uh-oh.
See, now the nerves gotta go away
Now
now.
the nerves is up.
Now the nerves
That's a
gotta
fact.
go.
How are
It's
you?
listening to me. It's not doing it until I tell it.
Oh yeah, I forgot you got your own networks and all that.
Hey.
That's a fact.
So let's get into that.
Yeah, let's get
How
into
did this start? First of all, in your profession, are there a lot of women?
Yes, I was gonna ask that too.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, good.
Not at all.
Mm.
Usually when I come on site, I'm probably
You have
like
to
one
talk
of
into
the.
Yeah, you gotta talk into.
I see you trying to move the microphone. I have to talk to you.
Yeah.
I'm probably like usually one of the only women on site
Mhm.
most
Wow.
of the time. So
Wow.
usually it's very difficult because like say if I walk into an environment where it's typically just men,
Mm-hmm.
they may not even have a female bathroom for me.
That's crazy. Wait, in 2021,
Yeah.
where
I
I'm
was
going
just-
I went to the Lincoln Center to watch I forgot what I watched. Oh, Shen Yun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna talk about that. Because never again. Let's just put it like that. I went there to watch this, and they had a transgender.
That's what I was
bathroom.
gonna say.
And they don't got female bathrooms in some of the places you pulling up.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. So what other things do you run into like that where, you know it ain't a space that they expect females to be in?
Well, sometimes if there is a separate bathroom and they don't expect a woman to be on site, a man would just walk in the bathroom.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
no, there's a lot of Me Too's going on over
Yeah, I
there.
was about to say, what is
Me
going
Too's. You
on?
opening that
Yeah.
door and announced, oh man.
Yeah, it's like,
Kiss
hey,
your job
hey,
goodbye.
what are you doing? Get out of here.
Word.
And the environment is
yeah.
usually different too, so it's something that you kind of notice where, like, I guess when it's like women in the building or
Yeah.
women that's like in your environment too, because I guess men I guess you guys don't worry about, coffee machines. You don't worry about, like toiletries in the office.
Yeah.
That. So usually, for some reason, like the woman that kind of handles that.
We're here to work.
The hand sanitizer.
We're here to wash our hands after we, use the bathroom, and we're here to get back to work. That's it. Toiletries and we need
but
a
then you come to the
machine.
woman for the things that you need. So like I have plenty of colleagues like do you have lotion? Do you have
that's happening.
Do you have anything?
Yes, because I'm only here to work.
I ain't bring lotion.
I ain't bring no lotion. I don't got time to lotion.
I ain't got time.
You know what I mean?
Moisturize.
You feel me? I only got time for these emails. I don't got time to be lotioned about. Come on, man. This dude is crazy. So, how did this start? 24-hour baby. How did this start?
Ironically, it started as a transportation business based off of the death of a cousin of mine. Yeah.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
wow.
Yeah. So when Donald passed away and everything like that, it took me a few
R.I.P. to
hours.
Donald, man. That's my
Cousin of ours passed away. So when he passed away, it took me a few hours to actually get out to the family because at the time I just had my daughter.
Yeah.
I was working part-time for myself and things like that, and I didn't have a vehicle, so it took me literally hours just to get to family and things like that. So the idea of 24-hour baby came as a avenue for single parents to use for transportation for their children.
Oh wow!
So that was the origin.
Yeah.
24-hour baby.
Oh,
what year
that's
is this?
dope.
I want to say maybe 2010, between 2010 and 2012.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's how long you been at this?
Yeah,
Well,
well, that part of the business.
Okay,
Wow.
okay.
That's dope.
So then, how did you make that transition from dollar cab to
Dollar
tech
to
genius?
techie, yeah.
Well, because it was out of my realm. I've been in IT for probably going on 15 years now. So
Oh,
it's been,
okay.
transportation and especially children's transportation because there's a lot of legalities and things like that comes with it, especially child labor laws and things like that. So I was a little out of my realm, so it took a long time to get started. So after a while, I'm still working in IT, doing, taking IT jobs and things like that. So one day I ended up working for another colleague of mine, and I decided to work for free for him because I was a little inexperienced in working with customers and things like that. I used to work in a warehouse with other techs.
Yeah.
So when he my skills, he didn't need my skills at the time, so I offered to work for free. So when he told me certain things about the business, I realized I can do this myself.
Wow.
It's a little difficult to walk up to a CEO sometimes, and that CEO doesn't know how to attach an email. So after a while, and I realized he's running this business like this, and I can do this.
You can do
10
that.
times better. I can do this too.
Right.
So I started my own IT business.
That's tough.
That's
Each your own.
Yeah.
And what got you into IT originally?
My dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my dad, he used to be in the army, so he used to come home with gadgets and things like that.
That's
Okay.
I used to take them apart.
So,
And he used to take them apart and put it back
hold
together?
on. You're not gonna say this like it was a nice
Yeah,
thing. You said my dad, like he sat you down, and he was like, here's a computer. This is no, so you stole his stuff, you broke his stuff, you stole his stuff, broke his stuff, and put it back together before you got beat.
Sometimes I wasn't able to put it back together.
So you got
So those times you got beat.
There was no internet at that time. There was no
Nope.
internet. There was
wow.
no YouTube.
Yeah.
Shit
How are
like
you
that.
putting these things together without for
No
the young
guidance.
people,
Yeah,
for the
like-
young people without a YouTube reference?
Yeah.
How did you put these things together?
I was just having fun.
Wow, fun.
Yeah, I was just, I would take something apart, open it up, and look at the insides. And if it didn't light up and I knew I did something wrong. So
That's dope.
That's crazy.
So,
Yeah.
So you, by brain power, memorize where you took something apart. Like, I took this from here. You put it in a pile and then put it all back together.
And a lot of it was trial and error. I didn't mess up a lot of
Of course,
gadgets.
yeah, everything is
Yeah.
But then when I started to go to school and go to the school library and things like that, I would learn on my own, things like that. So then eventually I built my own computer.
Wait,
and
so
things
before
like that.
YouTube, people got knowledge from books?
What?
Oh my
You
God.
read a book?
Somebody read?
No way!
What is going
I
on?
thought that reading this fundamental stuff was junk and jargon.
I thought reading was for subtitles.
One of my high school goals, this is so lame, one of my high school goals was to purchase the entire encyclopedia Like
Really?
at the time, yeah.
Yeah,
I was
because the
like,
encyclopedia was a wave.
Yeah, it took up a whole bookshelf
His face.
in the
Yo,
school.
y'all are fronting right now, man.
it was
Yo,
expensive.
but-
Y'all two are fronting right now,
Which
man.
is, that's a terrible goal.
That is not. Yeah, come on.
I mean, I didn't say it was
Bought
a gold,
a
but
whole
encyclopedia was
encyclopedia.
life.
What would you like to do, little girl, with your money? I would like to buy
The encyclopedia.
all the encyclopedias money can buy. Give me all of them, every volume.
I want to use them as a full-size bed.
Yo, that is crazy. But what's crazy is that led you to this point.
Yes.
I mean, I'm joking and laughing, but
That's
I know
crazy.
for damn sure when I was a young dude and they asked me that, I wasn't thinking about no books.
Not
There was not one
Maybe
book
the
involved.
for me, maybe the East Bay magazine.
Maybe,
that's about it.
maybe
Maybe.
East Bay.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
East Bay.
about it.
Or maybe Game Pro. Maybe
Pro,
Game Pro
yep,
had the
yep,
joint
yep.
back in the day.
Yep.
So if it wasn't those two,
I wasn't really checking for it.
or Choose Your Own Adventure. Don't get me wrong.
I love those.
I would read a Choose Your Own
Yeah.
Adventure book.
I love
quick.
those.
But outside of those scopes, player,
Said outside of that.
yeah, encyclopedia, that's big. I gotta give you credit for that.
Okay.
Even though we joke, but that's crazy.
Wait, did you read? You read an entire encyclopedia?
No, I couldn't afford it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I ended
Then,
up.
but now
Now I
you
don't.
can make your own.
I can kind of I can write my own probably, but
There you
that's
go.
That's talk.
Crazy.
Boss
Yeah.
talk.
Boss talk.
Boss
so
talk.
at this point, yeah.
Yeah. So, what's one of your favorite projects that you ever worked on, and why?
One of my favorite projects is when I worked at Robin Hood. I worked at a nonprofit
Oh, wow.
organization.
Wait.
So
Yeah,
the
Robin
Robin.
Hood.
Robin Hood?
Yeah,
Yo,
Robin.
that's crazy.
Huh?
What year was this?
2012, the 2012 concert, the 12.
Oh.
Yo.
That's
Ooh, that was a
Um,
big
so
concert.
what are you allowed to
That's
talk?
pretty
What are you
big.
allowed to disclose about what you did with that project?
Well, with that project, we like just the entire situation with Sandy and everything that happened.
Yes.
It was like the first time I experienced anything like that working in any environment.
Mm.
So we pretty much had during the time, not too many companies were prepared to deal with, being out of the office at that time. And, the whole office was flooded. So we pretty much had to improvise. Everyone on the IT team had to improvise. We had to create, ways that everyone can access the network and without actually going into the office and without preparing it ahead of time. Plus, while doing that, playing the concert
Wow.
and things like that.
Yeah,
So
that's
a
it
lot
was
of work.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
That is a lot of
We
work.
all did it from outside of the actual building because we couldn't go.
Remind me, because I forget about how it went. Was that concert situation like a telethon kind of situation? Okay, I do remember
Yeah,
that.
it was a big concert.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So you were behind the scenes
Yeah.
navigating and
Yeah.
switching cameras and all that. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
the
with
shadows.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Shadows from the crib,
In
bro.
the cut. Yeah, I was gonna say. She
Yeah.
said we weren't in the office. I was like, wow.
Crazy.
It was the biggest concert, like even to this day, it's the biggest concert I've been to. The longest, it was like 5 hours.
Yes.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was really amazing. You got to see so many different acts from different time periods all in under one roof.
Yeah.
That's great. Where was the concert?
I think at the Jacob Javits Center.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay, I do remember
Yeah.
that because they shut down the whole. Because I used to work in the city at that time.
Probably that like 30-mile radius or
So many
something.
blocks were shut down.
Yes.
First because of the flooding, but then on top of that,
The
when
concert,
that concert came in, the whole
You're
east
not getting
side
in
was
there.
shut
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
No.
You're not getting in
Crazy.
there. Yeah.
Crazy. Oh, my bad. West side. The whole west side was shut
Yeah.
down.
So Erica of 24 Hour Baby, right? After you made the transition to now go into the IT world, right? What was your first time that you experienced joy from like having your own job? You feel me? Because it's one thing where somebody's like, all right, I work for myself, blah, 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 but you're like finding yourself and finding things. But when you finally got that first job, completed that first task, talk about that.
I don't know. I think the first time that I probably experienced that was when it was me that was on site, and when someone tried to reach out to like a supervisor to follow up with things like that, it was on me.
Uh-oh. Oh, so they said, can I speak to the
It's
supervisor?
like-
Well, it was
yeah.
it was a weird situation because one of my very first you see me sweating, right?
Nah, it gets mad hot.
It,
One
nah,
of
it
my-
gets
All this
hot in
equipment
there.
is
Yeah, it
90
gets hot.
degrees in
And
here,
that
people.
TV
One
behind you.
one of my first experiences was actually someone accused me of stealing.
Wow.
Yeah, so I went on site. I was a contractor, and I went on site. It was a mall in Queens, and I had to pick up a device for a Macy's department. And the device, when I picked it up, I had to try to sign in and get the device up and working. But one of the people on site wanted me to do more than what I was there for. So,
Gotcha.
you know, you're not allowed to do that.
You got to stick to what the
Intellectual
What's on the
property.
contract?
job
Yeah,
description.
Yeah, and it's
100%.
privacy concerns and things like
Of
that.
course.
So I guess they, you know, they didn't like it or whatever. So after a while, you know, like a day later, I leave the site and things like that, and I get a call from like the person who set up the job between my company and his company, and he's saying that I took a device off site. So I'm like, well, you guys have cameras, you have everything.
Exactly.
And, you know, at the time I was on a train, so I took the train to the site. And there was no way I could take a big, you know,
device like that.
It was like
Where am I at in the subway with this?
yeah, it was like one of those huge Dell Provisions and things like that.
Oh wow.
So they, you know, they accused me of stealing and everything like that. But it just so happened, like I'm a person that like apps on my phone. I like gadgets and apps and
of
things
course.
like that. So on my phone, I had a recorder app on my phone. So every time I spoke to someone on the phone, when I checked in, when I spoke to someone about everything I did with the computer, when they tried to get me to do more than what I was supposed to do with the computer, it was all recorded.
Yep.
That's crazy. What happened? Whoa, what app is that?
Whoa.
Off camera.
We don't get paid for that. We don't get paid for that.
Damn, hold on.
Tell them to send that check first.
I will talk off camera.
That's
Tell them
right.
to send that check first. Hold on.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's.
So I was
You gotta
able
watch
to.
these tricky women.
Gotta
Yeah.
Not even tricky women. You gotta watch these tricky IT people.
Yes,
man.
sir.
She's in the shadows with it.
Yeah, so pretty much I recorded everything, and you know I told them, well, I'm like, well, I didn't steal, but I did take all their, you know, like I got their voices and everything, so I sent all the screenshots, I sent all the, you know, the MP4 files and everything like that,
All the receipts.
and they actually lost the contract with the person that I got the contract with. They lost the contract.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course they did.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
But you can't accuse somebody of something they didn't do, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so when they wanted to speak to me and they wanted to like officially speak to me and they thought that I was just a tech, but no, I was the CEO.
I was the CEO of
He's
this
the
company.
CEO still.
Uh-huh.
Boss
I know they must have been drawn back like, oh.
Yeah, because they were surprised. They, you know, at 1 minute, I never like mentioned it. Usually, I don't like. I'm not the type to like throw my height.
Yeah,
out
of course,
there.
of course.
So usually, I tell people I'm just a tech most of the time. So they always talked to me and spoke to me and gave me that energy of just a tech. Yeah.
Yeah, you want them to be transparent at the end of the day.
So you were the undercover boss.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
Watch you IT people.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm just a tech.
Yeah, so what did you say about the CEO?
I'll tell the CEO myself.
You feel me?
Well, yeah, I love that. I love that.
That's what's up, man. So then what year did you start this company?
Yeah.
Like what year? All right, not
When did,
start.
yeah,
when
when
did
did
you
the tech
revamp?
side, yeah.
The IT part of it, I would say, started closer to maybe like 2015, 2016.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's dope.
But now the part that I've probably struggled with the most is probably like a personality trait of mine, just marketing and kind of being social. So that part is, you know, where my team struggle the most, where me struggle the most.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, all it is
Everybody got a point that they got to bring somebody else in. This is where you shine. Do your thing.
Do your thing, and plus you gotta break out of the comfort zone too, because that's when you really start seeing things. You know what I mean? Because I'm one of I was just like you. Like I didn't like being in front of the camera, none of that stuff. But then when I started doing it, that's when everything started taking off, and I was like, wow, okay.
Get the
God. It's a struggle to be in front of the camera.
Yeah, okay.
Yo, I need you to put a big cat.
Yeah,
when you made this, put a big cat over it.
Yes, he's lying right now.
If you do, I'll delete it.
He said, I'm not posting it. I don't post it.
Nah, I'll just delete the cat. You know, I know a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy.
Yes.
Well, I won't delete it. Behind the scenes footage, straight from the bling.
Not the BTS.
They're gonna encrypt it.
Not the encrypted BTS that can't be deleted.
Yeah, that's what's up, though.
That's what's up. But yeah, man, public speaking, realistically, is a big thing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, I tell everybody all the time, I know it seems effortless. No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not. I promise you. I feel it for a second. Like some people might get those butterflies like for a longer period of time than I do. But I get the butterfly.
But you've also did a lot of performing and all that, so that goes into that.
But I would
you
say,
still get it though.
And I would say that if you don't, I feel like this: if you don't get those butterflies, that whatever you're doing, you got to get out of it.
Yeah, you're comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
That's
it's
how
not
I feel.
exciting. It's not,
Yeah,
it's not exciting to
exactly.
you.
Exactly.
I don't know how to explain that to somebody that doesn't understand it. I can only explain it like that. Like,
Yeah.
If you don't get those, if you no longer get those butterflies when you have an event, when you step in a room, when you're doing your thing, if you don't get that feeling, that means like that's, you know, you out of that.
Yeah, maybe it's
Spark
not your
is
lane.
gone.
Yeah,
It's
not,
over for
Yeah,
you.
Yeah.
You feel me? I'm just being honest.
That's facts.
Because there's a lot of things that I feel like I put my hat on to do, but you know, the things that I felt that, I don't know, those butterflies for,
Yeah.
I just kind of stuck to those. And
because you appreciate that feeling.
yeah. I mean, I feel like it lets you know you're alive and you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
I would say that's one of the natural highs. Like that's one of the natural highs of life. Adrenaline and
Yes, that butterfly feeling. Yeah.
I mean,
So
you get
true.
the same feeling.
So then, what do you do when you're like nervous? Because like sometimes when I try to get over like fears, I try to do things that kind of makes it easier. So I started modeling. So when I was
I
modeling,
remember you and Vita was getting it in.
yeah, like, and then,
Oh, so you model too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo,
Oh,
I got a lot of hats out here, girl. Who's that girl? I see you out here, yo.
Perfect guess, bro. Perfect guess.
During that time when I modeled, like, you know, it was the worst interview ever. 'Cause I completely walked off in the middle of the interview. Like, while he was asking me questions, like, I completely walked off. And then another part of it, we had a prop. So I think I had like a bathing suit. I had like a 2-piece bathing suit. But I was so scared of being up there with the bathing suit that I threw the boom box that I had and it hit the owners of the event father in the head.
Oh my God! Wait, was it a real boombox?
No, it was like an inflatable.
Oh, okay.
I was about to say, I thought she threw a crap. I was like,
The radio ride.
yeah. I was about to say.
So it's safe to say you didn't win.
No, I didn't.
Usually when you assault the owner,
Usually don't get that award.
it usually hurts your chances of victory. But that's what's up. So hold on. So you're the queen of tech, right? You're the tech giant, techie bunny, doing your thing, right? 24-hour baby, doing your thing. Modeling, you were doing your thing, you know, because you wanted to jump into that hat to get rid of the butterflies, that stage effect. So like, is there anything you can't really? Because it seems like. And you box. Hold on,
got them hands.
Nah, but wait a second though. You heard how she said that to
she
me
said,
though.
I
Like,
box.
yeah, like, yo,
Like,
what's up
yeah.
with this energy from these guests?
Yeah, they looking at you, bro.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah, you saw that, right? Like, is there anything else you could do? Like, she could have said anything
Yeah,
else.
she
like,
said, I box.
yeah.
You asked.
So you're telling me right now, other than boxing, there ain't something else you do? Oh, all of a sudden, yo, this is crazy.
Like, well, I'm a mom.
Okay. So boxing comes before momming. Because
She said, I box.
yeah, I said, is there anything else going on? Yeah, chump.
Clever lane on you. Like,
You feel me? These hands.
It's
Well,
the
not
lights,
now.
man.
Like,
It's the
I
lights.
Right,
I
right.
don't know, like,
So-
wear nails.
Talk about that boxing. I mean, this is Women's History Month,
Yes,
right?
it is.
And we are supposed to be celebrating women that wear many hats.
Yes.
So obviously you fit the mold. So now talk about this boxing, because that is totally different from anything else you're talking about. So how did you get into that?
Well, actually, I used to kickbox in high school. So when I was younger, I used to like, you know, it was
Now I
a
get
trainer.
it.
His name was Wilfa. So he used to like. My school at the time was a very small school in downtown Manhattan. So we didn't have a gym. We didn't have a gym, and we didn't have an auditorium. So anytime we had like an elective, or any school like basketball or anything, like we had to leave the actual building and go to the YMCA about 2 blocks away.
okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But your school didn't have a gym?
No.
She said, no gym, no auditorium, man.
But she also said Southern Manhattan, so
You already know.
Yeah.
It's like
He's in that
downtown
financial
Manhattan.
You
district.
feel me?
Yeah,
You ain't got
14th
time for no
Street.
gym. You ain't here to hoop.
Yeah, pretty much.
We
we want you to operate the gym remotely from your house.
Remotely, yeah.
That's what you're here to
It's
do.
like, you ain't
think
here to
this
play
is?
basketball.
sweat. Yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
We don't do that.
When we have like town halls inside of school, we just like compile inside a lunchroom.
No, but not to get off topic, back to the boxing. How'd you get into that?
Oh, so as an elective, I wasn't really like into too many sports. I used to run track though, but I wasn't really into too many sports.
Yo, you Jamaican?
For the most part. And I used to play tennis.
Are you Jamaican?
No.
Alright, I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask every guest, yo.
Many hats.
Yo, after I hit 13 hats, I gotta ask, man. So that's what's up. So tennis, like I'm sorry, it's
Track,
hard to keep up. Tennis, track, boxing.
Yeah, boxing is probably the one that's stuck with me the most.
All right,
Nice.
now why the boxing stuck with you the most? Like, what was the passion for boxing? And who was your favorite boxer as you get into it?
My favorite female boxer is Ann Wolf. And my
Lady
favorite
Tyson.
Yeah, my favorite male boxer is Mike Tyson.
Yes. One in the house, huh?
Yes.
And also,
that's what's up.
My grandfather, her uncle, her grand uncle, they all used to box.
Oh, okay. It's in the DNA.
Yeah,
okay.
DNA.
Yeah, they about that life.
Speaking of DNA, well, rumor on the streets is that you have a cousin in the NBA.
Yes, finally.
That's crazy. Who's your cousin?
Who's the cousin?
Obi Toppin.
Hey.
Shout out to Obi.
Shout out to Obi Toppin.
And stop trying to bash him in the highlights right now.
Oh yeah.
You know, he has a little rookie streak, a little
It happens.
streak. It happens.
Relax, like that.
You know,
He's getting used to the multiple games, man.
Yeah.
And they robbed him in the dunk contest.
Go check them highlights, boy. Relax.
They robbed him in the dunk contest.
That Pip Blig is back.
Yes.
Relax.
Yeah, he got.
They going ham. He needs to be traded. He needs to.
Yeah, they're killing him. I was like, relax.
Not Stephen A.
Yeah, of course Stephen A.
Not Stephen A. He don't want that work.
We grew up with his dad. Like his dad, the twins playing ball. So it was like, you know, then we
shout out to Big Obi and Octavius. Yeah.
So we
the original twin towers.
Yeah, exactly. We always knew that there was always going to be some way of shape, form in the league.
So
we grew up seeing them in commercials. We grew up seeing that. But and my family's big, so we have like, you know, generations between us. So little Obi is actually a generation under us.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we get to see like his dad, like the generation above us and everything.
Duncan Delight. They talk about him all the time.
Duncan Delight.
Okay. Shout out to Duncan Delight, yo.
Yes.
Wow, yo. What's going on with this? Like, you got a lot of
going
things going on,
man. I love it.
About greatness.
Yes.
For real.
Yes.
I know it was hard to. You need more than a half hour.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, because look, no funny. It's
5 minutes
already
left.
5 minutes left.
Yep.
You need more than a half hour.
Seriously,
You have a lot of things going on.
And I didn't even ask you the tech question I wanted to ask you because I really wanted to know what the most intensive like project that you ever worked on where you really was like tapped in like this is crazy. I've never worked this hard.
Yeah, where you really had to zone in.
Yeah.
I would say probably like one of the last full-time positions I've had. I worked for one of the last full-time positions I had was. It was a similar company to what I am now, but it was like literally I learned something new every day, which was pretty cool.
Oh, that's crazy.
So,
yep.
Wow.
And in IT, that's hard to do unless you actually go for certification and you go seek out knowledge because you know you have to keep up with it.
Yeah.
So, but in that environment, it was like so many different companies under so many different environments, and every time an issue came to me, it was like. I had to start all over for that company. So I had to go figure out, like, you know, who you are, and, you know, what your environment is, and then what software you're not allowed to use in that environment. And then once that call or that issue is done, if you're there on site, it's the next company. It's not the next client or the next, you know, user. It's the next company.
So basically, that's when you became a consultant because you couldn't just cookie cutter here. That works for you. That works for you. You had to learn everybody's situation, figure out what their solution is, which is consulting, and then move forward with the solution.
Yeah, and then you also had to build their environment, you know, on top of that.
That's crazy. Yeah, but that's the IT part.
That's the IT.
That's
a consultative approach to IT.
Yeah, because a lot of people think because we're techs, like, you know, if you don't have an issue, you're not doing anything. Like, if you're, you know, like, we're not calling you downstairs because the emails aren't working, what are y'all doing downstairs?
But usually,
keeping everything else afloat.
Yeah, exactly.
Every second this thing could crash, and y'all making sure that it's running.
It's running.
Yeah, so the issue is actually, you know, that's the difference between a help desk and a service desk. So the issue is actually, you know, by you having your issues and me not training you to learn how to use email applications and programs and things like that, you're stopping the IT flow. You're stopping the productivity of the group. Because now we have to help you resolve these issues. But if you have an IT environment where they actually teach their client base and things like that, you no longer have a help desk. Now you have a service desk and you can get something done.
That's dope.
So speaking of that, what kind of services can people pull up to you to receive?
Well, since COVID, we kind of like revamped a lot of our services. Because now we're primarily remote. So for the most part, we do a lot of integrations with your network. We create websites now. We maintain and monitor websites now. We do network infrastructure for your environment. We still do service desk support, so that's still one of our main deliverables. What else?
How much did COVID change the company?
It didn't change too much because we like, you know, a lot of the things that we can do is already remote, but what it changed is just, you know, going on site. You know, what it did help is you can go on site and no one is there.
Okay.
So that's kind of like, when it comes to certain environments, we do get a lot of field work now, but other than that, like what it did change is just, you know, the interaction between users. So now, like, if you never like use your email at home with no IT present, that's been hard. And things like that. If you never like set up your own printer at home without any IT help, that's hard.
So,
and that's what people are going through, and that's what environments are like doing right now. But for us, that wasn't a big, you know, deal. For us, the biggest deal was just the transition of different streaming services and what people needed compared to what they needed previously.
So do you think the situation of COVID, obviously barring like personal matters, do you think that hurt or helped your business?
I would say it helped. And I would say it helped because I think the only reason why it helped was because my overhead wasn't as like drastic as some other companies. Like I didn't have, you know, a whole bunch of locations. I didn't have a whole bunch of employees and things like that. We're a small team, so like, you know, when that happened and we had to isolate and we had to quarantine, that was nothing for us.
Easy transition.
So the issue was just other people needing our services, and now it's really nuts. Like, and just
kind of shifting to that virtual aspect of it versus being there hands on.
Not even just virtual. When you realize like how many people really just don't know how to like just
do anything.
That's
like
true.
I had people call me because they didn't know how to like use their phone with a QR code.
Oh wow!
So they didn't know how to start the. I mean,
no, there's a lot of people out there, bro, that don't know what they're doing.
So how many clients are you currently taking on right now? 24-hour baby.
Right now we probably have like around. My goal is hopefully to get like close to like 55 in the next like month or so. But right now we're at 30.
That's
30
great.
About 30.
And that's
great.
That's really without promo.
I was just about to say she just said.
You like shy away from that part of it. So
well, that's 30 consistent clients. I have other clients that come to me and, you know, they need certain things or need me to do something in their environment and they don't pay me monthly or they don't pay me like consistently. But they'll come back every few months, whether it's just support. So I have other clients in that regard, but 30 consistent clients that speak to daily.
And that was word of mouth. You got most of that. Wow.
That's word of mouth. So
30 clients,
when you start the promo,
it's gonna go crazy. It's gonna go crazy.
For sure.
Wow.
But that's why, you know, I have to hire more, and that's the area that I'm kind of learning to kind of be.
Of course, take your time with that.
Well, not even just take my time, but kind of be the like in the trenches with the tech.
You want to learn everything and be hands-on.
I never want to lose my technical skills. So I always want to like. Eventually when I get fully up and running, when I do have more than one location, I plan to eventually like go down with the techs and work and still do those things.
Keep your sword sharp.
Keep my skills. So that's usually like the issue that I kind of run into now.
Like, and the employees see that
part
too.
of it go and doing more of the administrative stuff.
Yeah. You gotta you wear a lot of hats, and this is what I tell a lot of business owners because I'm a consultant 9 to 5, so it's like you gotta delegate. If you don't learn to delegate, you could be the downfall of your own business. You know what I mean?
Self-destructive. So true.
Balance.
You gotta worry about growing this business. That's the other thing. You gotta worry about growing this business. Teach everybody the day-by-day ins and outs. Get down there and spar once in a while to keep your skills sharp, but you gotta delegate in order to grow it.
It's impossible not to.
Yeah, it's a fact. It's a necessity, man, for sure. But man, this was great.
This was a crazy interview, man, and we
half hour flew by.
And it's crazy because like we wrapped up like Women's History Month.
Yes,
we had a lot of beautiful, educated, dedicated women on here that do their thing. You know, so all you dudes out there with the, I can't find me a good one. I don't know.
You ain't looking.
Go to the YouTube.
You ain't looking.
I don't know, player. There's a couple of them out there.
Yes,
so definitely lock in and try to find you one because they're probably not looking for you.
Nah, they're too busy. That's what I was about to say. They're too busy working.
So
if she ain't busier than me, can't be.
Hey, not the ball.
But no, thank you, Erica, for pulling up. 24-hour baby.
24-hour.
and the cheek, my daughter has
what a cheek product that.
Oh wait, no, we gotta plug that. We gotta plug that.
Facts.
So what's this?
I actually have the what is it, overnight serum? What do I have on my
face
skin?
mist.
So that actually, we was actually like laughing about that. So I gave you the wrong one by accident. So you actually have face cream on your skin.
It's all good.
Yeah. So this is actually my daughter's line.
Oh,
wait, what?
So my daughter.
See, I love this.
Your daughter already got a line?
Yes.
Well, yeah, she started her own.
Tell the people how old she is.
How old is she?
She's 11.
Yeah.
What?
Step your game.
11-year-old CEO? Come on, man.
That's crazy.
We should have brought her on here too.
You drop mad gems before you get into it, so you know you get the gem drops times 10.
Wow, that's dope.
But yeah, tell us about Jordan's line, you know? What's going on?
Well, yeah, originally she wanted to actually come up with like a device similar to like what I have. Like she wanted to create like a device for kids. But you know, that comes money, prototypes, and things like that. So I told her to start off a little bit smaller, start off with something that she's more comfortable with and things like that.
Yeah.
So and this is what she did. She wanted to do something for like kids and
So
girls.
we got beard cream here. We have face scrub here. We have Restore cream, which is facial cream as well. And then we also have the face mist. I don't even know what that's for.
That's for the upper echelon.
It's like
For real, I ain't never misted my face.
That's what Dylan.
Yo.
You know what I mean?
That's for champions.
Yeah, that's for champions.
Champions only. Have Dylan in the picture, like.
You feel me?
Yeah. Yes. No, that's what's up. Like to hear an 11-year-old going about her own business.
Entrepreneur.
That's lovely.
Yeah, I'm proud of my family, man.
Following mama's footsteps, you know what I mean? That's what's up,
this
man.
This is crazy.
What?
This is crazy. 24-hour baby is out here. Daughter got her own line going. Yo, you gotta give it up. And while you were talking, I was letting the people see your phone.
Yeah, because he had mentioned your phone earlier. So he had to show the world how crazy that phone is. That phone is
keep
lit.
talking. Y'all can keep talking.
That phone.
Don't do your shout outs.
Got a logo.
I never seen nothing like this. I never seen nothing
like
this.
Come on, man. That's
I never
amazing.
seen nothing like this.
I like
it's like a book.
Folding touchscreen.
Folding touchscreen, dual screen. By the way, dual screen.
And you can do your work from there too, right?
Yeah, this I like to do my I like to work
dual.
on the
I've never seen this.
So are you going to get into, let's talk about the products real quick in less than a minute.
Yes.
Are you going to come out with your own products?
It's like hardware technology?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Because I build custom computers on the side.
From scratch.
I forgot that too. So I build custom computers.
See, you need another episode. You need another episode. Yeah, you got to come back.
People need to really understand what you're doing day to day.
This is the 24-hour baby teaser.
Yeah. We're going to bring her back. We're going to need a full hour.
Next time I'll probably come with some pictures of like some of my builds.
Yes. That would be dope.
Actually, we might be able to roll this out in Purple Vegan Mama's kitchen.
Uh-oh.
And really dive
Purple
in.
Vegan Mama Palace.
Y'all can pull up to the palace.
Why? So y'all can lose in game night? That's what I'm saying.
We taking all game
night
phase.
Crazy.
Before he even get into it.
Couples. Yeah, taking all game night.
Before he even get into it.
At the Purple Palace.
You gotta love it though.
This is a beautiful episode. Yes. Great energy. One more time.
Man.
Shout out to 24-hour.
Where can people find you?
Yes.
24hourbaby.com, any 24-hour baby social media, and info at 24-hour baby. Pretty much any like social media. We don't have like a physical location just yet.
No doubt. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for pulling up. We love you. We appreciate
30
you.
30 clients.
Yes.
On the way to 55.
Yes.
Yeah. They all better be watching when we drop that visual.
Hey, that's
as soon as we drop it better say at least 30 views right out.
That's right. Thank you. We out of here. We out of here, man. Thank you for listening.
Let's go.
Peace.
I don't know if you're smoking that game night.
But you gonna have to pull up too. You have to come from behind that camera at some point. Because in this game night work, yo.